everyone, and welcome back to Clothesline. My name is Oren, and this is our Clothesline Raw review entitled 5 vs 5. And in case you don't know, here's how it goes. I'm going to talk about 5 good things that happened this week on Raw, and I'm going to talk about 5 bad things that happened this week on Raw. Give the show an overall review, and then I'm going to give it a score between 1 till 10, and there's even a 0 if the show was a complete catastrophe. So, what? The shirt? It's just a shirt. Fine. When I do Wednesday Night Wars, I'll wear a WWE shirt, okay? If there's one thing WWE knows how to do best, it's hype packages. Seriously, that video package that showcased us the rivalry that has been brewing between Drew McIntyre and Sheamus is amazing. With photos back in the day when they just broke into the wrestling business. Seriously, this video is really well done. It's perfectly done, it looks great, and I can't wait for these two guys to get in the ring and just beat the hell out of each other. Feel free to argue with me, but I'm simply enjoying the whole Lacey Evans, Charlotte, Ric Flair storyline. Just look at what they're doing with Ric Flair on the show. He gets to do a promo, a killer promo that puts Lacey Evans in a huge way. Then they give us a good reason why Lacey Evans should get a shot at the Women's Championship if she beats Charlotte tonight. And they have a match, and yes, the match had a minor botch, but I don't care because it told a good story. Which in the end, Charlotte loses her wit, attacks Lacey Evans, and gets herself disqualified. So now Lacey is challenging Asuka at Elimination Chamber. So could my prophecy be fulfilled? Could this turn into a triple threat? And then Charlotte can win the title by beating Lacey and then facing Rhea Ripley? This is just me fantasy booking. Another good rivalry that continued tonight was the rivalry between The Miz, John Morrison, and Bad Bunny. Say what you will about the guy, I admit it, I'm not a fan of his music. I'm more of a heavy metal kind of guy, but there's no denying, he brings something to the table. And tonight's match involving Bad Bunny played out really well. It started with Miz and Morrison and Angel Garza now joining the mix, taunting Edge. They have a little back and forth when Bad Bunny shows up. They have a little insult war when Damian Priest shows up to even the odds. And then we get a good match between Angel Garza and Damian Priest. Because first off, this is great because Angel Garza finally gets some focus on this show. And I do like his pairing with John Morrison and The Miz. Then when John Morrison and The Miz try to intervene, Bad Bunny grabs the briefcase, throws it in the middle of the ring. Morrison tries to retrieve it. The referee sees him. He ejects both Morrison and The Miz out of the arena. And that leads to a victory by Damian Priest over Angel Garza. Overall, good storytelling, good match with Angel Garza and Damian Priest, and good participation by Bad Bunny. We get another good match when Keith Lee faces off against Riddle in a match that in my opinion was match of the night. Seriously, it almost reminded me of the days that they were in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. And it was a good showcase by both men, which in the end, Keith Lee is able to prevail. And there goes Riddle's momentum. After the matchup, they were attacked by Bobby Lashley, who takes out both men. And then we get the announcement that it will be a triple threat match for the United States Championship at Elimination Chamber when Lashley takes on Keith Lee, takes on Matt Riddle. And yeah, I would prefer to see Keith Lee in the world title picture, but United States Championship match, triple threat, I'm all for it. And our 5th good point has to go to Lana. Because after all those months and all those tables she went through, Lana finally gets her revenge on Nia Jax. Tonight, Lana had a tables match against Nia Jax, which Nia dominated most of it, up until the point that Nia tries to perform a leg drop on the apron and misses, thus creating a meme and was trending throughout the world. Afterwards, when Nia was in agony and pain, Lana pushes her through a table, and she wins the match! And I am so happy for Lana! And yes, there's a lot of criticism towards the women's tag division, if there is one, but at least they have one good storyline going for them right now. So those were the good things, but there are also some bad things. So, can anyone explain to me what's Shane McMahon doing here? Seriously, what is Shane McMahon doing here? How come he's making the announcement for the main event of the Elimination Chamber? I mean, wasn't he fired and then he ran that underground fight club? I mean, any consistency, anything? Have to give me a reasonable reason why Shane McMahon is suddenly back. And no, you can't just say because he's a McMahon. He had a storyline almost 2 years ago where he lost to Kevin Owens, and that drove him off on the WWE. And he runs an illegal fight club, and now he's back for no reason. Explain! So, tonight they announced the participants for the Elimination Chamber match, and that makes sense. Even the reasoning makes sense that they wanted only former world champions. But do we really want to see the same people over and over and over again? I mean, what an opportunity to put some new faces in there, or people we haven't seen in the world title picture for a long time in the Elimination Chamber match, and also developing their feuds. I don't know, for example, Kofi and Mustafa Ali? Seriously, why not put these two guys in the Elimination Chamber instead of guys like Jeff Hardy and The Miz. No offense, but here's my reasoning. Jeff Hardy hasn't done anything noteworthy for almost a year, so how come he's in a world title match? He was even the first guy eliminated from the Royal Rumble. When you look at the narrative, it doesn't make sense for him to be in this match. And also, The Miz, what? He has the Money in the Bank briefcase. He doesn't need to be in the Elimination Chamber match. He could cash in even after the Elimination Chamber match. So I put him in the match instead. And you can have someone like, I don't know, Keith Lee. Speaking of Kofi and Mustafa Ali, I apologize, but this one gets a bad point. So tonight we had a tag team match between the New Day taking on Retribution, and this is what you give us? This is how you're gonna play out this rivalry? You could have done an amazing thing with this rivalry. Mustafa Ali could have made Kofi's life a living hell. Mustafa should play an adequate story with Kofi Kingston about how he stole his spot about a year and a half ago. Almost 2 years if you think about it. He could have played mind games, more manipulation, more promos. But instead it's just a back and forth kind of thing. It could be so much more. I mean, this is Monday Night Raw. Give the man a mic for heaven's sake. Where's Alexa? Where's The Fiend? No mentioning whatsoever. No nothing. What? I have no idea why Alexa Bliss and The Fiend were not seen this week, but to ignore them entirely? Yeah, I know Orton mentioned something about burning The Fiend alive, but still, no video package, no Firefly Funhouse, no interferences, no Alexa's Playground, no nothing. And our fifth bad point has to go to the main event. You did have a good video package, but still, Orton versus McIntyre? Again? Even when you try to sell me the unfinished business point, what's the point of this match? I mean, it was okay, but it was just a match. I don't know. I just think you could have put something different to put a little more emphasis on the rivalry between Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. Even finish the show with a gigantic brawl between both men. Nothing personal against Orton, I just don't see the reasoning behind having this match. Overall review, even though I disagree with the main event of the Elimination Chamber and the build-up they did throughout the night, I have to admit, most of the show was really good. I like the rivalry between Miz and John Morrison and Bad Bunny. I think the addition of Keith Lee will make the triple threat match at Elimination Chamber for the US title even better. Lana finally gets her revenge. And also, the rivalry between Lacey Evans and Charlotte and Ric Flair, it's done really well. So, bottom line, I'm gonna give this show a score of 7 out of 10. Like I said, most of the show was good. They're doing a good job building the rivalries towards the Elimination Chamber, at least most of them. But I just wish that the Elimination Chamber match showed us new faces instead of regular ones. I mean, give some new people a chance. But still, overall, the show was good. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. And that is our review. Now we would like to hear from you. Let us know in the comments below, do you agree or disagree with our score? We would love to hear your comments. And also, if you want to stay notified when I'm uploading these videos, hit a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification button. And I'll see you next time on another Clothesline review. Thank you for watching.